I am the rightful owner of this house. You should be asking permission from me. But because you saved my life, you can leave now.
I wouldn't want you, your mother, and Begbeg to leave. Where will you live?
We're moving to a friend's place.
She still owes me a lot.
Just deduct it from my salary.
She's the one in debt. I want her to pay for it.
How many times do I have to tell you? It doesn't matter what Grace owes you. Forget about it.
So what's the total of all expenses?
It's 15,000.
Let me take care of all your hospital bills.
You don't have to help us, sir.
Like I told you before, don't ever hesitate to ask me for help.
I nominate Mr. Edward Wong as chairman of our Metropolitan Chamber of Commerce.
Excuse me. Before you decide on who will replace me, there are some matters that you should all know about the man whom you have given the chair to.
This is not part of the agenda, but I think we should take this up.
What is this all about?
Mr. Chair, Helena C. has filed a petition seeking your impeachment as the chairman of the Metropolitan Chamber of Commerce using moral grounds. She is claiming that you had acquired the chairmanship using dubious means, including bribery of some of the board members and preventing a witness from testifying.
Here are the legal briefs delivered by Fajardo, Faraon Fajardo. They're requesting to reschedule the next hearing in light of new evidence presented.
Okay, I'm going to study this.
Okay, madam.
Just let me know as soon as you learn when the hearing is rescheduled, okay?
Okay, got it.
So when did this arrive?
Just this morning.
Mother.
Yes.
Oh, excuse me. Grace and her mother Epang are here already.
Good morning.
Madam, I really want to thank you for all the help that you gave me since way back.
Epang, that was nothing. I really just wanted to help you out. So how are you now?
This is nothing but garbage. Is Helena C. into collecting trash now? Isn't she aware that the witness she had found is not even a credible witness? She should have checked her personal background first, so that she would know that this Janet woman gets paid for sexual favors. A woman of ill repute. A mere prostitute.
Helena C. has also filed a missing person report, looking for Janet, who has suddenly disappeared from the pub where she works.
And she blames me for that as well? This is ridiculous. Come to think of it, who else would believe a woman of low morals, except for Helen C.?
Madam, I know that you have done a lot in order to help us out, but then I want to ask you, madam, if I can work for you here, even as just a maid, or maybe as a laundry woman.
Mother? What's wrong? Mother?
Epang?
Mother?
Mrs. Epang?
Are you not feeling well?
What's happening to her?
It's nothing.
Oh, my mother's ulcer has been acting up again. Sometimes she cannot handle the pain. That's why she's like this.
What do you suggest the board should do about this matter?
Of course the board can make its own investigation.
Waste of time. I move that this case be dismissed. What do you say, members of the board?
Epang, it would be best if you just stay at home. You need to rest. Anyway, Grace will be working here. We will be training her as one of the new chambermaids.
Well, you will not be disappointed with Grace. She's hardworking and dedicated in her work.
Thank you so much, Counselor. I will just help Mother get a ride home. Again, thank you.
Motion to dismiss filed.
I second the motion.
So, it's a unanimous decision. Helena C.'s complaint and petition for Mr. Edward Wong's impeachment are dismissed.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Have you found any possible leads where my brother William might be found?
We have checked all possible places where he may have went, sir. The latest tip we received was that he was down south. But when we got there, it was just a false alarm. We believe that he's just around the greater metro area, and we have alerted the airport and boat docks in case William gets there.
You have to find my brother as soon as possible. He is a dangerous man.
Andrew's mother must be very fond of you. She had to ask me to accompany you at housekeeping so they could train you right away. I don't want this to happen again. I am the personal assistant of Miss A, and I get the task of helping you. Hey, are you deaf? Did you understand what I just said?
Yes, miss.
Okay then, let us proceed to housekeeping, and afterwards you will start cleaning my office, okay? Come quick.
You must have a high regard towards your brother, Charles. Don't you even think that William will get killed because he's very clumsy? And his gravestone will read, "Died of stupidity." Oh, and by the way, even Margaret is not answering any of my calls to her. Might as well have them look for her, too. One by one, the people around this house are slowly disappearing. One day I might wake up, and no one would be around anymore, just me.
How quick of them to junk your case at the chamber, Auntie.
Yes, I know. They have this sort of en banc meeting of all the existing members of the board. Of course, they were on Edward's side. So I'm not surprised at all that they had quickly junked my complaint. They won't even hear my case about the reported missing witness.
Well, if we really want the case to move forward, we need to find Janet. She is the lone witness that we have. We must find her right away.
Uncle, I know that you don't care at all about this family.
Charles, you are so wrong. I'm deeply concerned about our family's.
More than half of the shares of Wong Enterprises?
I got to talk to the lawyer from the previous hearing, and he told me that you didn't get a fair share. That's why this time I'm giving you more than enough, Katarina.
So now you're giving me a lot more of your property shares and assets. You know, Charles, don't think I can be convinced that way. You know very well that you can never bribe me.
Madam, Edward Wong is here to see you.
What? Edward Wong? He is here? Here inside Windsor?
He's waiting in the lobby.
You know, Katarina, I don't understand you. I'm giving you almost everything that I have, but it seems you're not satisfied. What else would it take for you to finally set me free?
Because you have the wrong approach, Charles. Why do you believe I should let you go?
So you can accept that it's over between us.
You might regret it.
Fat chance.
What on earth are you doing here, Edward Wong? You have the nerve to step into my territory!
Helena, before you burst an artery, permit me to greet you a very pleasant afternoon. I am here to buy all the properties you have, the lands you own, all your buildings, including the people who work for you and their souls as well.
Have you already gone mad?
On the contrary, Helena, I'm very, very lucid. Are you? I think I will buy this Windsor. How much is it, Helena?
How dare you! I am not selling this property at any price, you hear me? And I will never allow that this will become yours.
You can stop pretending now, Helena. I can see right through you. I know that your properties are worth only loose change. And that includes you. Because you have stooped down to the level of that money-hungry woman that you are looking for.
Mr. Wong, get out of here. You are trespassing. Security.
Excuse me. This is public property. And I can come here anytime I want to.
I am not going to allow that you will disrespect me in my own territory. And the more that I will never ever allow you to come here in my territory because any descendant of the devil is forbidden here. Goodbye!
Farewell to you, my lady. Don't try it, boy, or you'll get it between the eyes. Don't do it! I warn you. And you too. You'll be a bunch of dead ducks.
This court has reached the decision as for the petition to annul the marriage of Charles and Katarina Wong. May the clerk of court please read.
Both parties have agreed to the terms on the division of properties acquired during the marriage. Consequently, this court finds no reason to defer the decision on this particular case. The petition is hereby granted. The marriage of Katarina and Charles Wong is declared annulled.
Court dismissed.
Thank you, Counselor.
Thank you.
So, it seems something happened between you and Grace.
Just the other day, Mr. Edward and I went to visit the Windsor.
And did you see Andrew?
I did not see Andrew there, but I saw someone else.
Who?
I saw Grace there, at the Windsor. She works for them now.
What?
You mean, madam, you need a priest?
Correct. Now that Edward Wong set foot on it, this property must be blessed by the church once more. So call a priest right away.
Yes, madam.
Weren't you the one who served as a witness for the Wongs?
Yes, madam.
So what are you doing here?
That woman is something else, isn't she? She got kicked out, and I was hoping she would end up in the streets, but she ended up with Andrew. The nerve of that woman!
And I don't want her there. The more she would be close
And
to
I don't ever want that to happen. I need to think of a plan so that Andrew and Counselor C would get annoyed by her.
I applied for a job here and Counselor C accepted my application right away.
You know, I will never ever forget you, dear. Even if you were part of the opposing side, you have principles. And I want to thank you for that. And I believe, because of that, Edward got angry with you, right?
Yes. But then, I felt that I had to tell the whole truth in court. Because that is the way my father raised me. That you should always fight for what is true, madam.
Congratulations, Charles. You finally got your freedom.
Coming from you, Katherina, I find it hard to believe. Because just the other day, you wouldn't even agree to the terms I offered for my freedom.
I've thought those things over. You told me that you did not love me anymore. So why would I force myself on you? And besides, the pot you offered for your freedom is quite nice.
It's good that you came to your senses. I just want to know, where do you plan on staying now?
I was hoping I could stay a while at the mansion. Anyway, I'm working for Uncle Edward. And also, I have grown to love Elizabeth. I know you don't want me anymore, but I want you to at least allow me to love your daughter.
Counselor, I'm sorry I'm late.
Oh, it's okay. You don't have to apologize.
I just had to make sure that Auntie was okay. After the petition for his impeachment was dismissed by the board, Edward Wong even went to Windsor. And I think she was greatly affected by Edward's visit.
You know what? She must not get too affected by what happened. You know, I think what happened was Janet probably got scared. That's why she went into hiding.
But then if Janet was only going to tell the truth, why would she get scared? I think she was intimidated by your client, Counselor.
So, how did the court hearing go?
Charles is now free. He is free to go after the illusion that is Anastasia's sea.
So I trust that you did not go empty-handed?
Well, if you're asking me if I cleaned him out, definitely.
You know what? She doesn't even have to do that. People do change their minds, especially when they are placed into a situation. Or if they go inside the courtroom, or once they are on the witness stand. And we both know how really intimidating Edward Wong is.
Yes, but what kind of intimidation is Edward using this time? Is he being so heartless?
Ruthless, maybe, but not entirely heartless.
I made sure that I will get a substantial amount of shares from the Wong family. Maybe I was not able to win Charles's heart, but I am going to make sure that with the money I got, I will use it to make his life a lot more miserable.
Oh, speaking of making lives miserable, my favorite maid Grace is now already working with the C family at the Windsor.
And by association, can you also be ruthless and maybe even heartless?
I beg to disagree. I'm not like him. Ruthless, yes, maybe when I attack on a case. But when it comes to the heart, mine is yours if you want it.
Even if Andrew is avoiding me, I will do everything so that he would get close to me again.
Let's hope that not only Andrew would be close to you. Just make sure that you get close to Anastacia.
Of course. I am just teaching this Grace that even if she's there, She cannot escape me.
What is that, Jefferson? Is it part of the bribery from the Wongs?
The Wongs have nothing to do with this. Anastacia, I'm just speaking for myself. I'm speaking from the heart.
Would you mind if I finish that for you? You can just give me a small amount for it.
But I thought you were sick.
I can still manage it. Anyway, the load of your laundry isn't heavy since the soap we are using is good for washing off dirt.
Oh, that's true. And after washing, the shirt comes out looking good as new, right? But then, are you sure you can do this? Because if you can handle it, I can get us more laundry so we can share the load. And then I will give you a commission for what I will charge.
Thank you, Dora.
But if I were you, you should rest first. Until you're sure that you're strong enough.
But I don't want to be such a burden to Grace. If my body can still handle to do work, then why not? And besides, I've been so unkind to her for so long. I believe I should make up for it somehow.
You're lucky that your daughter is hardworking. Others out there are already old, slackers, they have no jobs, and a burden. Your daughter is diligent.
Grace isn't my daughter. My husband and I adopted her.
Really?
If we follow tradition, and if your parents did not leave behind the last will and testament, you and George should equally divide the inheritance. Now, only half of George's inheritance can be divided among the heirs.
But now that George is gone, I cannot allow that his family should still get part of the inheritance. Therefore, Counselor, I want you to make sure that the whole Wong family fortune would be in my name alone.
Madam, Elizabeth Wong is here to see you.
And what are you doing here?
I just wanted to talk to you about what happened in our house.
You can leave us now.
Okay, madam.
That document is already proof that they will not go after the inheritance. I need you to make sure that this is ironclad.
Well, the way I see it, Mr. Wong, this power of attorney that you made Elizabeth sign is legally binding. And by signing this alone, effectively, they cannot go after the inheritance.
Well, make sure that stands in court.
I'm curious to hear what you have to say. I got humiliated at your house. You wanted me to go there, but you let your Auntie Katarina be the one to face me.
I'm really sorry. I didn't expect that my Aunt Katarina would do that when I invited you to our house. She was just stressed and jealous, you see?
Yes, but then you could have told me what would happen during that day.
I want you to study that. That is the video recording on the security cameras that I had installed in this office. I want you to study it.
I will do that, Mr. Wong. But right now, I am informing you that it's inadmissible in court to be presenting certain evidence coming from a video. Remember, images can be tampered.
I'm sorry, but I really had to get along with Aunt Katarina. She's my father's wife. Or was. And now that their marriage is annulled, I just want you to know that you have my support.
Elizabeth, how many times do I have to tell you? There is nothing between your father and I.
But there will be. Am I right?
I know. But I still want you to study it very well. I want to see if we can use the recorded videos in order to bring down Katarina Wong.
Doesn't he have any chance with you, just a little bit? My, oh my. Who do we have here? So you work here now. And I thought no one will hire you after you were kicked out from my house because you attempted to steal my clothes.
Attempted to steal... what, your clothes? What do you mean? Can you explain that further to me? What happened?
Remember that dress that you had sent to me as a gift for my birthday?
The one you returned?
No, actually, I didn't know that you were the one who sent it. It was Grace who received the package, and she opened it.
No, madam, it's not true.
And when I caught her, she quickly gave it back and said I wanted to return it.
What? What you're saying is not true, Elizabeth. You said you didn't want the dress. Didn't you?
If Grace is not your real daughter, then who are her parents? Is she the child of your husband from another woman?
Oh no, it's not like that. My husband, Tomas, and I did have a child of our own. But then because of hard times back then, our child got sick and then died. So Tomas maybe really wanted to have children. That's why when he found Grace among the garbage, he immediately adopted her.
So tell me, how can I refuse anything that I have not even seen yet, Grace? You only said that when you got trapped in this situation.
That's not true.
You had it returned and you claimed it. I didn't want it.
Yes, I remember that. And you were the one who actually brought it here. And then... I decided to give it to you.
Well, that is the dress that caused me to get mad after I found out what she did. She used you and me just to get a new dress. The nerve!
Come in. Come in!
Oh.
Katarina. We both need to be ready. Edward is planning to do something bad for the two of us.
What is this plan that you heard?
He must have given the surveillance tape to Councillor Go, and he said he will use it in his plan to get you ruined.
So he found the baby in the garbage? That is so strange.
It's because we used to live at the poor side of the city, near the coal factory.
That's not true, Elizabeth. What you're saying is not true. Come on.
Will you just tell me the truth?
It looks like you need to give a very long explanation about what really happened, Grace. Counselor Anastacia, I will leave you both now, so that the two of you can talk. And as for me, I am leaving with my conscience clear. I came here to make peace with Counselor Anastacia. Now it's your turn. Bye, Counselor.
So it was only you who decided to return the dress? Is that it?
No, it wasn't. It was because Elizabeth said she did not want it, but then I did not want to waste such a good dress, so I thought of returning it.
But you were interested in getting it for yourself.
No, I didn't. And that's the truth.
Let us be clear about something. Grace, I do not like people who are very pretentious. I took you in thinking that I would be helping you a lot. Andrew, do you remember the dress that Elizabeth had returned? Well, apparently, it was only Grace who made that decision. And all the while, I was thinking that Elizabeth didn't like the dress I sent her.
So what's the problem if the dress was returned or not?
Because that was the true reason why she got fired from the Wong household.
Mother, Grace was not fired. She voluntarily left.
Andrew, I am aware that Grace here is your friend, but you shouldn't be defending her at all.
Because I know the truth.
We will not get into trouble, Master Ming. We need to be one step ahead of Counselor Go before he finishes whatever Edward's plan is.
But then what do we do?
Well, who knows if it was fate that your life is better now because of her. She does seem to be a very hardworking kid.
No matter how hardworking you are in this world, if you're not meant to be born rich, you will always be poor despite your efforts.
But she did not tell the truth, Andrew. At the very least, she ignored her employer's decision. If she wants to keep on working here, she has to learn how to get along properly.
It was really my fault, Andrew. Madam Anastacia, I'm going to assure you that next time I do anything, I will make sure that you approve of it. Just don't fire me. I apologize for what happened.
Grace, I know that this is difficult to accept, but you have to understand the rules. That you cannot ignore what I say because I'm the boss around here. And whatever I say is the law around here. And that goes for you too, Andrew, see? You must learn how to get along.
Yes, madam.
Master Ming, do you still remember when you and George Wong were very close? Wherein he trusted and believed in your advice? Whether for his business, his family, or for his personal life? You really had his full trust, right? That is what you must do with Edward Wong. You have to get him to trust you.
But what about that lawyer, Jefferson Go? All the evidence is with him.
Don't you worry, Master Ming. I will take care of Counselor Go.
She really hasn't learned her lesson. Go ahead. Do whatever you want to do.
Grace?
Oh, Andrew, I'm really sorry about what happened. It's only my first day today, and I've already been causing trouble.
No. Elizabeth is the one always making trouble.
Of course, whose side do you think your mother would take, mine or Elizabeth's?
Guess what I did today?
If you are going to make me guess, I don't want to know. I have many things to do.
Indulge me a little bit. You will be very happy with the news that I have.
All right then. Whose day did you ruin this time?
Well, I just came from Anastasia's, and Grace was there. But, boy, I hit those two birds with one stone. I told Anastacia how sorry I really was about Grace returning the dress, and Grace received all the blame.
You know, I don't understand why she has a soft spot for Elizabeth.
Well, maybe because Elizabeth is her friend. Of course, who am I compared to them? I'm just a lowly maid around here, right? I'm not like Elizabeth. Anyway, thank you because you tried to defend me in front of your mother, Andrew.
That's nothing. You know that I'll do anything for you.
Don't worry. I'll make up for it. You won't be embarrassed again.
Okay.
And Anastacia was really very angry, so I go scot-free.
You better be careful because later on that scheme may backfire. If Anastacia starts asking some questions, she might slip something out.
Grace won't dare say anything, and she's very desperate for work now. I will just make her life more and more miserable.
But you must not forget to gain Anastasia's full trust. She's still my rival with Charles, so I have to know her every move.
Don't worry. I'm working on Anastacia.
Did I hear you both right? You were planning something for Anastacia?
Come on, Charles. If I pick a fight with your daughter, you get mad. Now that we're getting along, will you still get mad? What if I decide to be friends with your mistress? Will that make you mad too?
Katarina, I have no objection if you're finally getting along with my daughter. But what I can't figure out is, why do you insist that I'm having an affair with Anastacia?
Buddha, Lord, Bossman, or whatever the Chinese people call you. I hope that I will get to stay here long. Because... Can you keep a secret? I felt ashamed because Miss Anastacia scolded me on my first day. And I really need a job right now. Mother is sick. That's why I really need this job so much. I hope you will help me stay here longer.
Grace, you have nothing to be embarrassed about, dear.
Because we both know that you are interested in her.
Don't jump to conclusions.
I'm just trying to make things easy.
I thought you were done trying to save our marriage.
Who said I ever gave up on you, Charles? I never did. I just found another way. You wanted an annulment, so there, I gave you an annulment. So maybe there's a way that we can all live in a civil manner, right?
Oh, madam, will you scold me because of what happened earlier? Because I admit, I was not sure where I would place myself since it's my first day. I'm really so sorry.
My goodness, what is the matter with you, Grace? Everything that comes out of your mouth is highlighted with a sorry.
Well, it's because you might think that I have no respect for you and that I'm being arrogant when I'm just a worker here in your hotel.
You know what? No matter who you are, if what you're doing is wrong, then of course you should ask for forgiveness. But then if you're doing all the right things, then there's no need for that. What you need to possess is self-confidence.
You know what you're saying is complicated. We're not married anymore. So, I think we shouldn't be living together under the same roof.
Are you telling Katherina to pack up and leave, Charles?
Uncle, I was just telling Katarina that maybe she should move out. She's no longer a Wong.
But Miss Anastacia is also right. I must know where I would level myself. I'm so sorry about that.
It's a good thing that you still remember what I taught you. But we are not yet finished, Grace, understood?
Yes, yes. I'll go now, madam. I apologize again, Counselor, Madam. I'll go now.
Anastacia, she has only just started working for us.
Yes, I know, Auntie, but she needs to be taught a lesson while it's still early. Who knows, she might grow horns and turn on us later on.
But then, Charles, maybe you've forgotten that I am the one holding the cards in this house. That is why I have the authority to tell who will leave and who will come back. Katarina is currently working at Wong Enterprises. So it's only right that we should provide a house for her to stay in, right?
Have it your way, Uncle. As long as you make sure that her stay here is based on a working relationship only.
Counselor Go?
Anastacia. I thought that it's understood that we're on a first-name basis.
Yes, if this was personal.
So, I guess, what can I do for you, Counselor? Sit down.
Thank you. You see, Counselor, she's missing. She has not been going to work for a week now, and her children are already looking for her.
Oh wow,
Hey.
looks like you bought a lot.
Of course not.
So what did you
No,
buy?
This is only for our food. Buying them almost cleaned out my salary.
Hey, don't say that. That's really better than nothing. Anyway, Grace, how's your new job? We haven't talked lately because I've been busy with my own job as well.
Well, I almost got into trouble because of my former boss.
If, this is about the chairmanship of the Chamber of Commerce, which I presume is... You know what? I think Helena C. should, let go. Anastacia, it's a case of, one-upmanship against each other.
Counselor Go, it's more than just the chamber. It's more than just the chairmanship. There is a woman missing. And I'm afraid that something bad has happened to that woman.
Your former boss? Didn't you already leave them? Are they still following you?
I couldn't stay away from the Wongs because they are friends with my new boss, especially Elizabeth. So now I'm still carrying around my problems from the mansion.
That's too much. You're minding your own business, but they're still trying to bother you?
I really don't know, but then I already apologized. I was the one who said sorry just to make peace. I don't want to have any trouble.
I'd like to remind you that I'm still Edward Wong's counsel. And, I presume that he had nothing to do with this.
I understand that. But I still believe that he had a vested interest in the disappearance of Janet. That's why all I'm asking you to do is just ask around. I trust that you will do this in the interest of fairness and that no harm will come to our prospective witness.
I'll try. I'll see what I can do, Anastacia, but I can't promise you anything.
I know you'll do your best, Counselor. I leave you to your preparations. Thank you.
Okay.
Someday, I would rise to the top just like where you are now, Andrew. And then Grace would love me.
This is the only time I'll ask you, Nato. Are you with me as an ally, or are you an enemy?
This is such a small world. Who would have thought that your worst enemy will become your ally?
Were you not able to guess that you are no use to me anymore?
A lot of things can still happen in your life, so be careful.
Who is William's next target?
Anastacia, I think I'm being followed.
Jefferson, wait for me. I'm on my way there.
Councillor Go cannot be trusted after all. It's only right that he must die.
Jefferson!